Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning from a beautiful, it's actually not that beautiful. I just looked out the window and yeah, there's rain on the window. Now, I've just realized that my connection is not very stable. So I'm just going to swap over to a better internet connection. Please bear with me. Let's take it off that and let's go with that. I know it's one. Can you believe it? No, a really unstable internet connection, and here we are in the middle of downtown Sydney. Well, not downtown, but definitely close enough. So bear with me. I'm going to have to put my hotspot on. Hotspot off my phone. Would you believe? Goodness gracious me! But it's all good. I want to make sure we've got a good connection. I want to make sure that things are the way they should be. I just want to show you actually what I am doing in the next couple of days. I'm doing Boost Camp 5. I am doing Boost Camp 5. Hello, everyone. I've got my phone here. I need to reconnect us to get a better, more stable connection because that's not cool if that's happening, isn't it? So let me put my hotspot on. There we go. And hopefully I'll be able to swap over. It says it's a good connection here, but then it doesn't look like it up there. So I'm going to see if I can do one better for you guys and see if same. Wow. Saying I haven't got a great connection. Anyway, if we lose each other, I will stay in this. If we do lose each other, don't worry, I'll stay here. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing good today. I hope you're doing well. It is Saturday morning. It is raining here in Sydney, but that's okay because I'm inside. I'm warm. I've got my coffee. I've got my water, and I'm here to do some work. As I was saying, today is all about Boost Camp 5. And good morning to Robin. Have you guys noticed? And Sandra, I've actually got comments appearing on the screen. I'm trying something new. I'm trying something new for us today. So I've got, if you leave a comment, it will come up on our screen now and say, Robin, yes, good morning to all the campers out there. To all the campers out there, this is what I'm currently working on. How exciting. So Boost Camp 5 is in the works. In fact, Boost Camp 5 will be open for downloading the brand new meal plan, looking at all the brand new recipes on Tuesday. That's how soon it's all going to be happening. How exciting is that? I mean, that's kind of cool, right? So Boost Camp 5, yeah, it's happening. It is happening at the moment. It's happening in my office. Yesterday it was happening in my kitchen. I've got a few more images that I need to edit and upload. I've got a few more recipes that I need to write. And good morning to Cherie, watching with my 4-year-old granddaughter. Oh, she likes the yay. Hello to your beautiful granddaughter. Hello, how are you? Hope you're having a gorgeous day today with your grandma. I'm feeling a bit jealous. I wish I had grandbabies to cuddle. So good morning, Cherie, and good morning to your family as well, your little granddaughter. So today's chat, we are going to be talking about whether your diet could be sickening you. And it's about the food disease link that no one really admits. Well, definitely when it comes to hospitals and most, not all doctors, but hospitals, like when we're hospitalized, and you know the role that food plays on making us sick, keeping us sick, making our symptoms worse. I mean, people don't really talk about it. And so I'm going to talk about it because I like talking about stuff that's controversial. I posted something a couple of days ago, and it was referring to the role that sugar plays in the body. And it triggered a lot of people. It really did, especially when I threw out words like ADHD, cancer, autoimmune conditions. I had a lot of triggered people. So today I want to untrigger people as much as I can to say triggering us is like we need to step back and look at the bigger picture. Look at the actual role that everything you put into your body plays. Everything, every bit of food you eat, every drink that you drink, the role that has in your body. And we kind of try and isolate. I think we try and isolate conditions right? We try to isolate them and we say, oh, but I've got breast cancer. That's not affected by the food that I eat. And we're like, hey, take a step back. So we're going to do that today. We're going to take a step back, and I'm going to be a bit controversial. I'm not going to apologize for it, because here's the drum that have been beating for the last 8 years, is that everything you eat will show up in your body, whether you realize it or not, whether you think there is a link or not. So we will uncover and really kind of go a bit deep. And my goal in Boost Camp and Bridget's Healthy Kitchen is to trigger people to take that positive step, to look at things with the wider lens, as opposed to if we get told we've got cholesterol, all we focus on, not all of us, but for some of us, what we focus on is lowering that cholesterol, right? Whereas actually, why have you got high cholesterol? What is causing your high cholesterol? And what is the holistic approach to not just managing it, but make sure that, that you're not negatively being impacted by that cholesterol. And it's the same with diseases as well, is that, yes, food may not have caused the illness, but not eating the right food could definitely hinder your healing. So we're going to talk about that today. But before we get into that, I got a little video to show you. And who can I say? Oh, yes, I do. Oh, good morning to Sandra as well. I got a little video. Let me throw it up. It's going to look a bit weird because it's actually in portrait. That's the way. Is that the video? That doesn't even look like the video. What have I done here? There it is. It's down there. Yeah, I've got a little video to show you guys that I made yesterday. Just a reminder, and we need to talk about it. Are you ready? Please know that I'm not over-exaggerating. I just checked the weather app here in Sydney, and yeah, I need to leave the house, so let's go. Compared with what I would be wearing and what I would be taking to Thailand. Want to win a trip to Phuket with me for $25,000? Just comment Thailand below or click the link, and we will send you all the details on how you can enter. Well, you don't have to comment Thailand below. You don't have to click the link, because I'm here to tell you all the details, which is very exciting. I am hosting a retreat in Thailand. It's my hands-on healing retreat. I'm extremely excited to be hosting this retreat and having this opportunity. It's in October this year. So I'm hosting this retreat. If you want to come to the retreat with me, you can. You can just come to the retreat. You don't have to wait to win anything. If you're like, yeah, I could do a gut healthy, healing, transformative retreat in Phuket with Bridget. That sounds like fun. Guess what? You can come. You can come. Honestly, go to bridgets.shop. Not now, later. Go to bridgets.shop, and the details on how you can register to join me in Phuket is on my store. So you can absolutely do that, right? No dramas. Don't have to win anything. Don't have to wait to find out. If you want to come to a retreat, if you want to do something transformative with your life, and you feel like a couple of days, being massaged and being looked after and being attending workshops with me and going for lovely relaxing swims and saunas and spas and Ayurvedic oil massages, which is the one where they drip oil onto your head and massage it through your head, which is amazing. If you've never done that, it's probably one of my favorite massages experiences I've ever had with that hot oil. It's something else. So this particular resort we're going to, that's what they specialize in, Ayurvedic healing. So all the food is about Ayurvedic healing. So we're going to be eating the most amazing fresh farm to table produce, specially prepared for us by our own Thai chef. So it's going to be absolute retreat in paradise. Just go to my store. You can come. Honestly, that's it. Simple as that, right? Done. But if you also would like to go into have the opportunity to win that retreat, then you can do that as well, because I'm giving away a holiday of a lifetime for 2 people. to Thailand, starting in Phuket, 2 nights in Phuket, then 2 nights in, starting in Bangkok, let me get it right, then 2 nights in Bangkok, 2 nights in Phuket, 4 nights at the retreat as well, plus all the most amazing activities thrown in. So you get that for you and 2 people. I will pay for you to come to the retreat. I will pay for your airfares. I'll pay for your airport transfers. I will pay for your time in Bangkok and in Phuket. I'll pay for your activities like, private tuk-tuk tours, and enjoying like street food while you're on these tuk-tuk tours of Bangkok. I will pay for a long boat to take you out to the islands in Phuket for a picnic lunch. I will also join you on the beach in Phuket in our own private cabana, where we will be having dinner before I whisk you away for 4 nights of absolute bliss. So you can win that retreat. All you have to do to win that retreat is you need to be a Boost Protocol subscriber. So Boost Protocol, let me throw it up here, is this gorgeous thing, right? We know this gorgeous thing, this gorgeous thing, our Boost Protocol there. Oh, actually, there you go. Someone's already thrown up. Was that me? I automatically thrown up how to win. So you've got to subscribe to Boost Protocol. And I mean, if you're a lover of Boost Protocol, talking about that, just remembered my coffee's still warm. I want to drink. I got to keep it in my hand while I'm doing this, right? If you love Boost Protocol and you want to lock in the price, subscribe, because that's the only way you're going to be able to lock in the price. You can subscribe and we'll send you 1 jar a month if you need. If you need 2 jars a month, we'll send that to you as well. So whatever you need, however many Boost Protocol, if you're a subscriber, firstly, you lock in the low price. It's going to go up in a couple of weeks' time, that price. You lock in the low price. Once it goes up, that's what the price is going to be. But not only that, once you've become a subscriber, you also get to enter our competition. And in entering our competition, you get the chance to win that amazing prize. All you have to do is post up a story. I've seen someone created a song, a Boost Protocol song that was their entry. Someone has written a poem. Someone has provided, has shared photos of themselves with Highland cows because they're currently in Scotland. People have made videos. People have made short, like my short little video. Plus, but it does not matter. Your entry is your entry. You can be as creative or you can keep it real simple. I'm not judging these, by the way. The competition will be judged. We're going to get an independent person in, an independent judge in, so they have no idea because, I know some of you guys personally, it would be a little bit unfair if I was to judge it now, wouldn't it? So we've decided to bring an independent contracting judge in to look at your entries and decide which one they believe really tugs at the heartstrings. So we're looking for heartfelt entries. We're looking for entries that really speak of your journey, your transformation, or we're looking for entries that make us laugh, because we like that as well, don't we? So nothing is off the cards when it comes to your entry. And the more times you put in an entry, a post, remember, hashtag Boost My Way Thailand, so we can find it. And you can post on Insta, you can post on Facebook, and you can post on TikTok. So the more times you do this, the more chances you get to be put in front of our independent judge, right? That's how it works. So everyone has a chance to win. And because we are a small community, you're not having to fight amongst thousands of entries, are you? So you've actually got a pretty good chance. And the more times you enter, the more times your entry will be put independently in front of our judging panel. So that's how it works. Why wouldn't you want to do it? Like I remember winning this one competition, and I thought I had no chance. And it was in 25 words or less, tell me what this experience would mean to you. And I was just like, cool. And I write up my 25 words or less and put it in, thought, there's no way. Someone's going to be way more creative than me. And I won. It was an amazing competition. It was a trip to Melbourne to attend. It was a Melbourne food fair that was on, and it was wonderful, and got hotel stays, flights, it was just airport transfers, all the stuff was done. It was amazing. Got dinner. It was just incredible. And all I had to do was put down 25 words of what winning that competition would mean to me. So your story is your power. Remember that. Every time I tell a story, I resonate with people. So imagine what it's going to be like if you tell a story and Again, we're bringing in someone independent to do it to make sure that this is fair and above board. And so every single one of you that enters has as much chance or opportunity as everyone else who enters. But if you don't enter, you've completely got no chance. You've got to enter. You've got to post. You've got to hashtag Boost My Way Thailand. I hope that's making sense to people, because it's definitely making sense to me. So a very, very good morning to Debbie. Looking forward to seeing you this time next Saturday, Debbie. How exciting. And also good morning to Tony and to Jeanette as well. Tony saying, better get my hair done. You better get your hair done. Or not. Look, this is me not hair done today. It's still looking fabulous though. Wow. Like, isn't that just, I can't believe it. I've got to wash it tonight. I need to wash it. Anyway, I digress. Come join the competition. Because if, you know what do they say? You've got every chance as much as the next person of winning, right? You've got every chance because it's independent. But if you don't put in your entry, you've got zero chance. It's as simple as that. Like, you got it, like I said, it took 25 words or less. And I won it. I was like, that was the coolest thing I ever won, to be honest with you. And I would enter this competition myself. I would enter if I could. I'm not allowed, but it's okay because I'm going to be there anyway with you guys. Going to be there anyway with you guys. So very, very impressive competition, very exciting competition. It's going to be drawn in a couple of weeks' time. Start putting in those entries, ladies and gentlemen. Start putting them in. So LL and Tony, yes, thank you. It's a bit of a mane. No, it is. I finally have hair like my daughter. This is my daughter's hair right here. She has the most amazing head of hair all her life. She had tight little ringlets when she was little, when she was a little baby, tight little ringlets, little tiny ringlets. And now she's just got this amazing head of hair. And it's like this. Finally, it's taken me a few years to get this because my hair used to be so incredibly thin and it never shined and it broke really easy and all that sort of stuff. And I've got the hair of my dreams now. And look how long it is. My goodness. Look at that. That's just fantastic. So join the competition and you're going to get great hair. Well, let's be honest. One of the reasons my hair is so good is because I purposely look after it. How do I look after it? I look after my gut. How do I look after my gut? I make sure that I'm eating well and I'm boosting my gut every single day with Boost Protocol. Yay, there's that little ad segue. How was that? Did you guys enjoy that? Was that good? That was pretty good. All right, let's get into our main topic. Main topic for today. Right. As I said, I posted earlier on in this week. I put up a post, and it was a share of something that resonated with me, and it was about the challenges that our body faces when we consume a diet high in sugar. And this particular post was highlighting sugar consumption and what that means in the body, and it triggered a few people. And look, my job here, one of my jobs here in BHK and Boost Camp is to trigger you guys. I want to get an emotional response, but I want that emotional response for you to then take action. Because when we take action and we're emotionally motivated, and we're motivated by the potential of disease and illness, or we're motivated by being unhealthy, or we're motivated by wanting something more, something better for our lives, for our body, for our lives, for our family. When we attach emotion to something and we take that positive step forward, the chances of us achieving our goal, the chances of us sticking to it and making it sustainable and making this a longevity lifestyle massively increases. So I do try to trigger people. I don't want to trigger you negatively. I want to trigger you in such a way that you go, I need to look into this. I need to take the next step forward. Because much like that competition, you can have all the intentions in the world to win the competition, but if you don't get your entry in, if you don't follow the rules and put the hashtag Boost My Way Thailand, you haven't done anything, have you? You've got no chance of reaching that goal of being on that beach in Phuket, walking through the gently flowing turquoise waters of the coast of Thailand. You've got no chance of being in that tuk-tuk and whipping around Bangkok at night tasting the most incredible street food. You've got no chance of winning these things, of being on that plane with your bestie, if you don't actually take the next positive step forward, which is posting, getting your protocol subscription done, and then getting in there and posting your entries. Entries, notice that entries, not entry, because the more times you enter, the more opportunities you have to be put in front. Well, you're in front of the judging panel. Every entry gets put in front of the judging panel. And we're not necessarily looking for the most creative. We're looking for the one that gets us right in the feels. We're looking for the one that resonates with us, with all of us. We're looking for the one that stands out. So get into it. And when it comes to your health, you've got to stand out. You've got to take that next step. And unfortunately, that food disease link is overlooked everywhere. When you walk into your doctor's surgery and they tell you you've got high blood pressure, you're going to go on medication. Often, the link between the foods and beverages that you regularly consume and your high blood pressure is not discussed, or it's discussed in a way like, oh, you need to eat less and move more. And you're like, great, thanks for that. That was awesome information. And then you might have the unfortunate, occasion where you've actually got to be in hospital. You've got to spend time in hospital. And I don't say unfortunate because, especially if you broke your leg, that's not unfortunate. But if you have to have surgery, or you have to have something removed, or you've got some disease or illness that requires you to be hospitalized when the last place you want to be is hospitalized. I'm not talking about accidents here, right? I'm talking about those other conditions. And so you're in hospital, and let's be honest. What are you eating in hospital? What foods are they feeding you in hospital? The link between food and disease is completely broken, especially when we're talking about institutions, right? And there is fault and there is places to blame. Absolutely. Absolutely. But it goes a lot deeper than the people who are designing the menus for the hospitals. It goes a lot deeper than that. It goes a lot deeper into policy, government policies and lobbyists and things that are literally out of our control. So once you start to do a bit of digging, once you start to, peel back the onion layers, because we can we've all experienced it, being in hospital or visiting someone in hospital, right? We've all experienced it. And we've looked at the meals that have turned up and they're anything but healing. And that's the point here. Food is medicine. Food is nutrition. Food is energy. Food is balance. If you're not getting the right medicine, if you're not getting the right energy, if you're not getting the right balance, how the heck can you expect your body to heal? Honestly, if you've got a disease or an illness, do you not think for 1 second that if you're putting fake food into your body, and I'm talking about, 80% of the foods that you find in supermarkets are pretty much crap. They are, let's be honest, they're crap. If you're putting fake food into your body more than you're putting real whole foods into your body, how can you expect your body to do anything with fake food, with food that's full of preservatives and additives, with food that's full of toxins, with food that's creating an environment in your body that encourages disease and illness to grow? And this was the point of my post, ladies and gentlemen. The point of my post was that everything you eat, everything you drink will affect your body. And if there is disease and illness in your body, what you eat and what you drink will affect it. And guess what? One of the worst culprits, One of the worst culprits for negatively impacting the brain, negatively impacting your weight, negatively impacting cancer, negatively impacting autoimmune conditions. One of the worst culprits is sugar. One of the worst. It's not the only one. I'm actually going to share with you guys the top 5 foods that are making you really sick. But sugar is right at the top there. Why is sugar at the top? Is it like you eat sugar and it feeds cancer? You eat sugar and you eat a lot of it, and you're eating it and I talked about this the other day. You may not even recognize you're eating it because it's in most processed foods. And if it's not sugar, it's starch. And guess what? Starch has the same effect on your body as sugar. So maybe it says on the packet, sugar-free, and you're like, I'm doing really good. I'm not eating any sugar. Right? I'm doing great. But unbeknownst to you, you're consuming starches and preservatives and all that sort of stuff. And those starches, what's a starch? White flour. What's a starch? Rice flour. What's a starch? Corn flour. What's a starch? Arrowroot. There's like so many of them, right? What's a starch? Potatoes. They're everywhere. Starch is everywhere. And starch has the same effect on your body as sugar. Sugar's an easy one. Sugar triggers people. Sugar causes a lot of reactions. You can't say that. I'm like, yes, I can. I am saying that. If you don't like it, you need to dig deeper, peel back the onion layers. If you think that a diet high in sugars, even if they're hidden sugars, is not negatively impacting how your body heals itself, how your body fights disease and illness, how your body stays at the right weight for you, if you think sugar's not impacting every cell in your body, then you need to wake up, basically. And if that triggers you, I'm sorry, but it's true. And why are we protecting sugar? We shouldn't be protecting things that our body just does not need. There is no nutritional value in sugar, a big fat zero. No nutritional value in sugar. Zero. It gives you no nutrition. It gives you nothing but an energy spike. But guess what, everyone? That energy spike will also come down, because just like an umbrella, you put it up, you got to bring it down at some stage. And it's the same with sugar. What goes up must come down. So you get this energy spike, and then you get an energy crash. So you've got to have another energy spike, and then you get another energy crash. And I meet people every single day after day after day, who are on that roller coaster, and they have no idea, because they say to me things like, oh, I don't add sugar to my food. I'm like, yeah, but do you know what's in your food? Do you know what toxins are in your food? And do you know that one of the biggest culprits when it comes to your risk of disease and illness, your symptoms getting worse, your condition worsening, one of the biggest culprits is sugar. It's not the only culprit, but it's one of the biggest ones. So I do apologize if that triggered anyone. Honestly, I do. But I don't apologize in regards to that information needs to be known. Like, this is an awareness campaign. I think of Bridget's Healthy Kitchen as an awareness campaign, because for so many of us, we are so unaware. We're walking around with our blinders on, right? We're like this. We're like, trusting, marketing on packets of stuff, trusting advertisements, trusting companies who have no interest in your health, no interest whatsoever. What makes you think that they're going to tell you the truth? Or what makes you think they're not going to be gaslighting you, right? So yes, it triggered people, and it triggered me into action. And that's the point. If you feel triggered, do something. Don't sit back and wait. If you do nothing, nothing will change. If you think for 1 second, if you've got the slight even consideration, there's this little bit of something sitting somewhere in your brain that says, yeah, when I eat good food, I actually do feel good. If you've had that experience, even once in your life, that you've ditched the junk food, and you've gone for a whole food, you've cooked your own food, cooked your own meals, and you've had that moment of clarity, that moment of, I've lost a bit of weight, that moment of, I feel a bit good, I've got some energy. If you've felt that, what you've felt is the medicine working. You felt the food working, and it doesn't take long. That's the beautiful part. It's one of the reasons why I put together the 3-day boost. So the quick boost, which was my free 3-day meal plan to show people what they could achieve in only 3 days by eating a whole foods approach, by ditching the junk food, right? And we're not just talking about, the risk of you getting disease and illness. We're talking about if your body already has conditions and you want to manage them better, you're not going to be able to manage them as well as you could possibly manage them if you're not putting the right food into your body. To think otherwise really does make us seem a bit silly, doesn't it? To think that you can put Oreos into your body and you can go through drive-thrus and you can go, but I don't have the time. I'm just going to have a cup of soups instead of making my own soup and all that sort of stuff, right? All the stuff that we do, me included, has done. If you've done that in the past, right, and you do that now, how can you possibly imagine that a packet of Oreos or a packet of chips or Coca-Cola or energy drinks are going to start to heal you? How could you possibly even imagine that? It's such a simple way to look at things, is that food equals medicine, food equals nutrition, food equals energy. Food also equals love. That's love for you, love for your body when you're putting good food in. If we're not putting that in, please don't expect for your body to be able to heal. You can't. To think otherwise is a bit silly, because those food items are not made with the things that your body needs. Might be the things your brain wants, right? That's what a sugar addiction is. That's your brain going, "Ooh, give me more of that. Ooh, I like that." Right? It's not that your body, it's not your small intestine going, "God, you know what we need now? We need some more sugar." It's not your liver going, "Oh, I know what I'm missing, more sugar," right? No, it's your brain taking over with that addiction. And I have a feeling that's why I've had so many triggered responses on my post about sugar, is because when you start talking about it in the realm of addiction, it starts to make a bit of sense that we are addicted to it, and that's what makes it so dangerous. But like I was saying, it's not the only ones that are dangerous. It's not the only ones that we need to be aware of. It's not the only ones that are causing this sickening of our bodies. And we've just got to look around us. We've just got to experience our own bodies, me, like I said, me included. Me being someone who started this journey overweight, pre-diabetic, depressed, with a fatty liver. I mean, that's just the stuff I knew about. I'm sure there was, my skin was terrible. Gosh, look at my skin now. Oh, my stomach's grumbling. I've only had coffee today. I will break my fast soon. Grumbling. But yeah, skin was terrible. Gosh, I had really bad acne breakouts. It was really dry. My skin, my hair was brittle. There was hardly any of it. It was just a bit of a, I mean, those are just the things that I knew about. Mood swings. Oh, goodness me. Just a completely different person. No confidence, zero confidence, brain fog. All of those things I experienced for so many years, just assuming it's all part of, being a middle-aged woman, perimenopausal woman. So I just have to deal with all this crap. And it's just crap. And it's crap until it's no longer crap. And we start to peel back the onion and we realize that there is actually a lot of stuff that we can do ourselves without waiting for everyone else to catch up. And I'm talking about food manufacturers, and I'm talking about supermarkets, and I'm talking about hospital, dietitians who put together meal plans and hospitals, and I'm talking about, our GP, and I'm talking about other healthcare professionals who still haven't had the opportunity to really tie in the link between food and disease. Now, there are some great doctors out there, some great doctors who are looking at medicine through functional medicine eyes. So they are 100% up there when it comes to the link, food and disease. There are great healthcare professionals who are beating the same drum that I've been beating for all these years about the role that food plays in every part of your body, right? You're just not, if you've got high blood pressure, you're just not high blood pressure, right? You've also, you've also got eyesight and ears and lungs and taste buds and gut health, and everything is connected. I just want to make that point that everything in your body is connected. Everything. So if you've got high blood pressure, that will be negatively impacting other areas of your body. So when you look at your body, and this is what I love about functional medicine and functional nutrition as well. And because there's nutritionists out there who are still banging on with the old crap. They're still talking about the old crap, the old food pyramid, the old count your calories, count your macros, count your carbs. They're still talking about that old garbage that really, for 99.9% of us, does not make any sense, right? To our bodies, I'm talking about. It doesn't make sense counting. Body doesn't know what a calorie is. Your body just knows whether you're getting nutrition or not. There's functional doctors, there's functional nutritionists. I'm a functional nutritionist. I look at your body as a holistic, as a whole, you're a holistic person, and everything you eat, everything you drink has an impact somewhere in your body, whether that's a good impact or a poor impact, a bad impact. If you're more consistently eating crap than you are good food, your risk of disease and illness is off the chart. Your risk of brain fog, of behavioral disorders, of mood swings, of mood dysregulation is off the chart, right? Your chance of getting certain cancers is off the chart. Your chance of not being able to heal from these conditions is off the chart. And this is what we have to be really, really honest about. So let me just throw up my little document. I had some really cool things to share with you. So we know that there is a link, right, between sugar, processed foods, fried foods, snack foods, all the stuff that you buy in packets and jars and boxes, right? Because what happens when you're consistently eating these foods? And I'm not saying as an absolute treat. What does a treat look like? For me, 90% of the time, I do boost camp style eating. I'm either on a boost camp because I like the convenience. I do like not having to think about what I'm going to be cooking for breakfast and what I'm going to be eating for lunch the next day. Oh, love it. Love it, love it, love it. As a busy person, I would rather spend a couple hours on the weekend in my kitchen getting me and the family ready for the week that's coming up, rather than playing that old game. Oh, gosh, what are we going to have for dinner? Oh, gosh, what am I going to make? Oh, I just can't be bothered. I'm just not going to eat. It's worse, by the way, if you're doing that. If you're not giving yourself consistent nutrition, it can actually be worse. So when we eat foods that are not prepared from whole foods in our kitchens, proper whole foods. So you take a avocado to your kitchen. You don't buy pre-made guacamole because you know it's going to be full of crap. Sure, it's still got avocados in there, but what else has it got in there? Yeah, chances are it's got sugar. Definitely going to have preservatives, additives. It's going to have some nasty oil in there that's going to help it to stretch it out. That's why I don't buy store-bought hummus for that exact reason, because it's pretty much just all toxic oils. But eating these types of foods consistently, more consistently than you are eating a whole foods approach, your body will be inflamed. And when your body is inflamed, so you're holding on to inflammation, all these conditions we've been talking about, fatigue, brain fog, even skin conditions like eczema, arthritis and joint pains, obesity, illnesses and disease like fatty liver disease and type 2 diabetes and high insulin and all of those things, right? High blood pressure. When you're eating those foods, it causes inflammation in your body. And when your body is inflamed, how can you expect it to heal if you keep on adding in more? It's like that processed food is like adding fuel onto the fire. So you just keep on inflaming it. Every time you're eating these foods, you're adding more petrol onto a fire that's already burning. And that's not a good fire to have in. It's inflammation. So every time you eat more of these foods, you'll continue to inflame that condition. And if that condition is something like brain fog, what do you think that might lead to over time if you continue to inflame it? Every time you eat, you're inflaming it. What do you think would happen to that brain fog over time? Do you think that brain fog would probably lead to memory loss? Yeah, absolutely. Because brain fog is telling you that there is inflammation in your brain. Memory loss, like advanced memory loss, like when you're losing your memory, like as we age, yes, we know that a bit of memory loss does come along with aging, but I'm talking about memory loss that's either advanced or memory loss that is happening at a very, very young age. We're talking about that brain is inflamed. That brain has had some damage done to it. And where do you think that's going to lead? It always leads on to something else, right? And then we start to experience those other signs of, and what am I talking about? Cognitive decline, brain fog, memory loss. What comes next? What comes next? That is a direct indication of damage in the brain. And if you think by eating, fish and chips every couple times a week, if eating a packet of biscuits once a day, if eating a block of chocolate every other day, if drinking alcohol every day or every other day is not doing your brain more damage, like I said, this is the wake up that we need, right? This is the wake up. So we have to be mindful, very, very mindful. And like I said, this is an awareness campaign that food is either going to support your body or it's going to hinder your health, which will hinder your time on this earth. That's just how it is, right? And I don't want to say that like it's how it is. It's just like that's what happens. That is what happens. So we have to be aware of the role that everything plays in your body. So here's the top 5 foods that will flare up any condition, whether it's a condition you've already got or whether you're putting yourself at more risk of developing disease and illness. And there are literally hundreds of diseases and illnesses that the body can have that are directly linked to your diet, to the foods and the beverages you regularly consume, even if you're not sitting down to a bowl of sugar every day, but you are eating all the other stuff. So here they are. Right. As I said, sugar is at the top of the list. It is at the top of the list when it comes to the dangerous, one of the most dangerous things you can regularly consume. Why is it so dangerous? Because it's in everything. I showed up yesterday on my live. I had a can of baked beans. Not baked beans, spaghetti. Can of spaghetti, a carton of soy milk, and my favorite condiment or spread, Marmite. I had these 3 things in front of me, and of course, every single one of them had sugar. The most surprising one is that the second ingredient in the spaghetti, the canned spaghetti, was sugar. So sugar sits at the top of the list because it's in everything. It spikes inflammation. It causes weight gain. When we've got inflammation in the body, remember this, when your body is inflamed, it is under stress. When your body is under stress, you are not balanced. When you are not balanced, your body is not able to fight disease and illness. It's not able to keep things away. Your immune system is massively impacted. So yes, autoimmune conditions are affected by the foods that you eat. Behavioral conditions are affected by the foods that you eat. So if you have ADHD, I have a husband who has ADHD. I am intimately knowledgeable on the symptoms of ADHD. I ain't giving that man a thing of candy floss anytime soon, right? Because I know even on his good days, which is every day, he's always having a good day. Like he operates at a different level to what I operate at, completely different level. But you give him you give him junk food, and it's kind of a little bit wacky, and it really impacts his sleep as well when he's high on junk food. So, behavioral conditions are impacted by sugar, by junk food. So sugar is the number one, and it affects every cell in our body. Whether you want to admit it or not, whether it triggers you or not, we need to unveil, we need to peel back those layers and really understand how this works. That's number one. Number two is gluten, wheat, and grains. So I'm not just talking about gluten as an isolating item, but I'm talking about the things that gluten is contained in, which is wheat, which is barley, and which is rye. So those three things you will find gluten in. Wheat, of course, makes white flour, which then makes pretty much everything that you find in your bakery, in your supermarket, right? Or in your bakery, right? Pretty much everything's made with white flour or flour, because wholemeal flour is just the white flour without the bran removed. So it's just got a slightly improved fiber content, but it's so not worth talking about. Wholemeal bread, whole grain bread, don't worry about it. It's all the same thing, because what's in there is this irritant for so many people, which is gluten. Now, why does gluten irritate so many people? One of the main reasons why that gluten is quite problematic is that gluten, and it's the type of gluten that we are consuming now, because the type of wheat, and again, wheat is in most processed foods. So when it comes to the wheat that we are consuming now, it all comes from a monoculture. It all comes from one strain, and this is known as dwarf wheat. In order for this wheat to be grown quickly and cheaply, they add a lot of pesticides, they add a lot of herbicides to it to make sure that it grows really fast. And it's this dwarf version. So, it doesn't have to grow as much as a traditional, stalk of wheat would grow in order for it to be harvested. So it's harvested faster, which is a big tick to the food industry. It's sprayed and sprayed and sprayed and sprayed to make sure that there's no buggies that are going to affect it, so they get profitability, etc., right? So they're producing this wheat, and 99% of the wheat grown today is dwarf wheat. And because we've got so many glyphosates and different types of bits and pieces on it, and we're all consuming this gluten, this wheat, and it's this wheat that is causing major damage to the lining of our gut. So leaky gut is caused from certain foods, right? A lot of those foods are our junk foods, or our wheats, our starches, especially do cause our gut to basically become so inflamed that over time, and your gut will be inflamed. If you eat a lot of junk food, your gut's inflamed. I don't even have to look inside of your gut. I can tell you now, if you eat a lot of processed food, your gut is inflamed because of the preservatives, the additives, the added gluten, the added sugar. Your gut is inflamed. And if your gut is inflamed over time, that inflammation will lead to damage of the gut lining, because the gut lining is very sensitive. It's only one thin human cell skin thickness. That's it on your gut. And your gut lining has got to protect your body from every time you eat. It's there to protect your body from that food going into your bloodstream. But if that lining is damaged because it's been inflamed for so long, by the way, this is me in a nutshell. Know it now that I understand how the body works. A leaky gut caused from stress, caused from diet high in processed foods, and also caused from medication as well, means that you've got small little microscopic holes on the lining of your gut. And because you've got these microscopic holes in the lining of your gut, those holes are letting toxins to flood right into your blood, right into your bloodstream. And this triggers flare-ups in any disease, whether it's autoimmune, IBS, migraines, yes, migraines, headaches as well, by the way, and even anxiety. So a leaky gut is an inflamed gut. Inflammation starts first. Where inflammation lives, so does disease and illness. And leaky gut is a syndrome that causes massive problematic flare-ups for people. You know that feeling like, you're bloated, I've got gas, I'm constipated, I've got diarrhea, I don't feel well, my autoimmune condition is kicking in, my IBS is kicking in, right? That comes from leaky gut and toxins from the food that you're eating, toxins from the medications that you're taking. Stress-causing toxins are flooding through your bloodstream, and that's why it even impacts our brain. Because guess what? Blood flows through the brain, doesn't it? And if that blood's got toxins that have leaked through your gut lining into your blood, and now it's going all around your body, it affects everything. Everything, right? Wherever blood flows, it has the opportunity to be negatively impacted if you've got leaky gut. So gluten is one of those irritants of the gut, one of those inflammatory conditions caused by gluten and sugar. And don't forget, where does your immune system live? Where does your immune system live? Well, 70% of it's got to live in your gut, because your gut's job is to protect you from the toxins, from things that you put into your body, from the foods and the beverages that you're eating. So 70% of your immune system lives there because that's where it's needed to fight things off. But if you've got holes in your gut caused by damage from inflammation, caused by a poor diet, and you're eating more poor diet, you just keep on eating the same old crap. You keep on putting it in, go, I used to be all right when I was in my 20s and my 30s, I'll just keep on eating it well into my 40s, 50s, and 60s, and you keep on eating it, you are literally pouring toxins straight into your bloodstream, which is then getting taken everywhere that blood flows. So gluten is an irritant, type of gluten that is primarily grown and harvested and put on our shelves today to create our croissants, to create our muffins, to create our pasta, to create our whatever else we're consuming, our cereals, right? It's made from this gluten that is irritating our gut. And for so many people now, hear this again, I used to be able to eat bread and now I just can't do it. Yep, that's because you've got leaky gut. That's because the damage has been done to the lining of your gut. Don't worry, you can do something about it though. You can absolutely fight back. Trust me. This is the good part. I'll share this with you in a second. So gluten is number 2. Number 3 is seed oils. So I'm talking about our soybeans, our canolas, and our sunflower oils. They're all seed oils. And these oils, they just fuel damage to your cells. Seed oils are not recognized by the body as a food. They are in everything. Absolutely everything, and they are doing massive damage to our cells. And you're made up of cells, trillions and trillions of cells. It's what you're made up of. So you're damaging yourself every time you consume something that has soybean, canola, sunflower oil in it. Rapeseed oil is another word that, there's so many that are just so bad. So seed oils, can I also say that I know that for many of you, you're not intentionally like pouring canola oil into your cooking or soybean oil. It's in the processed foods that you're eating. It was in my soy milk yesterday. I had an organic soy milk that used organic sunflower oil, sunflower seed oil. So yeah, it's in everything. So that's number 3. Number 4, dairy. Yeah, hate to say it. I do like a bit of dairy. I honestly do. But unfortunately, dairy can and does flare up many conditions, because what it does is it increases, especially if you're having milk or yogurt, right, from cow's milk, it creates mucus, lots of mucus, hence why dairy causes snoring, because it's creating mucus. It's creating a blockage, or things are not as smooth flowing because it's creating this sticky mucus in the throat. The throat begins to swell. And this is one of the reasons why dairy is such a common allergy to so many people. So many people are dairy intolerant. So many people find that their allergies get worse, their skin gets worse, their asthma gets worse because of the problematic, the problems that dairy can cause when it comes to its ability to produce a lot of inflammation in the body. So dairy is number 4. And number 5 is alcohol. So alcohol not only, really destroys brain cells, as we know. It's not good for the brain at all. to brain. It's cognitive disruption at its finest. Not its absolute finest. There's other things that are worse than alcohol, but alcohol is definitely causes the brain to shrink because it literally kills brain cells. But alcohol also dehydrates you, stresses the living daylights out of your liver, so your liver's not functioning properly, and alcohol will absolutely disrupt your sleep. So please do not think that, I'm fine, just a 3 or 4 wines on the weekend. Just remember the long-term effects that type of thing plays in your body as well. So here are some healthy swap outs for you. So things like natural forms of sugar, but at the same time, make sure that those natural forms of sugar are taken in absolute moderation. The most obvious natural forms of sugar is our low sugar fruits. So I'm talking about our berries when they're in season and frozen berries when they're not, because frozen berries are picked when they're in season. So I always have frozen berries in my freezer. They're also cheaper and I can get them organically, which I love, at a cheaper rate than buying fresh organic berries. So, swapping out candy for berries. Oh, you know what I made? I don't think I've got a photo. I haven't edited the photo yet. Oh, forgot about this. Boost Camp 5, which I am working on now. Okay, I've got a little image for you guys, just so it's not on this, but I just want to show you this. So Boost Camp 5 I'm working on today. I will be finishing it off Sunday and Monday. It's going to be released on Tuesday just for download, for all that sort of stuff. Here's some of the recipes I'm working on. But one of the recipes that I haven't edited the image yet, I'm calling them, what do I call them? I want to come up with a really clever name. Berry Well Gummies. So I've made a new batch of gummies for us. And this is the perfect idea of a swap out. I love lollies. My dad loved lollies. I think that's where I got it from. Love them. Love them. Like, jelly beans and wine gums, because that's what I, grew up with, because showing my age. Jelly beans and wine gums were kind of some of my favorite. Licorice I love as well. So I love lollies. And I knew that one of my downfalls was I'm not creating some healthy lolly recipes. So I'm starting to do that. First one goes out in Boost Camp 5. First one goes out. Yeah. I mean, hey, look, if you guys want to learn how to make them and you're not up to Boost Camp 5 yet, please let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. And we could do a cooking class. I'm really happy to do that. They're very easy to make, but they are delicious. And I have no problem sitting there with a handful and having my Berry Well gummies, my Berry Well jellies. They're like, and I just thought of something. I've got to put them in the freezer. I've got to see if putting them in the freezer will create almost like a hard jube. I loved those. I loved hard jubes. So I'm creating these lollies, right? I'm doing the healthy swap out. But you know what? If I didn't have lollies in the fridge, it would be a piece of low sugar fruit for me. I would make myself one of my healthy puddings, like one of my healthy quinoa chia puddings or something like. I've got all these options. In fact, I've got a book. I wrote a book about it. Geez, I did too. Do I have a copy here? No, I don't. Actually, we don't have many copies left. So Treat Yourself Healthy was over 200 of the healthy things that we can do for healthy swap outs for people like me that still like to have a treat but don't want to go down the processed lolly aisle and find myself a treat, right? So there are absolute swap outs that we can make when it comes to this. Does it require a bit of work? It can, but it also doesn't have to. Like, honestly, low sugar fruit is the go-to, because when we're craving sugar, what it often means is that we are in need of some instant energy. So maybe you didn't have enough lunch that day. Maybe your diet's not nutritionally balanced. That's what I normally find it to be when I counsel people on one-on-ones, is that I find for people who do crave sugar, it's often either a habit, a bit of an addiction that's snuck in, or there is imbalance throughout their day. So they're not eating enough at breakfast time to hold them through, so that come afternoon where they normally would go to the lolly jar, they don't feel the need to go to it because they've actually got enough energy to get them through the day. Sugar cravings often means energy, and it also, as we know, means addiction as well. So nice little healthy swap out. Instead of bread, I choose bread. I just make my own. Like if I don't make it, I don't eat it, which means that there's a lot of times that I don't eat bread after having a loaf a day, literally a loaf of white sandwich bread a day, which is just full of toxins and poisons and all the inflammatory things that we've been talking about that has caused my gut to be unwell for a number of years, thanks to leaky gut. I am healing it though, and you can too, which is great. My gummies are part of that healing action. So I don't eat bread. I will have a bit of good quality sourdough as an absolute treat. But it is so rare. It is so rare, and I'm very picky. That sourdough's got to be amazing because it doesn't happen very often, that it's got to be incredible. Like it's got to be mind-blowing sourdough. And I might have a couple of pieces of that every now and again. But if I don't make it, I don't eat it. Pretty much what my grandmother would have said back in the days, what my great-grandparents definitely said, if we don't cook it, we can't eat it because, we can't just go down the road or call up, delivery to come and deliver us our blooming shopping straight to our house. I can't do that, 50, 60 years ago. If you wanted it, you had to make it. And so I'm just like, if I don't have it, then I don't eat it. And I'll eat something else that I have in my fridge or my freezer or my pantry that I've made. So I do eat bread. My favorite at the moment is my lupin loaf. I did a cooking class of that not so long ago. Hopefully you guys have seen that. That lupin loaf is just my go-to. I absolutely love it. If I want a piece of bread, I do that. I don't go, it's just one loaf of supermarket bread. I don't even go there. If supermarket bread is in my house, someone else has brought it in. I can walk past it. I kind of like, look down my nose at it now. Like, it's so bad for me, but I know better. It's almost like it was almost like a really disruptive relationship I had with bread, with white bread especially, right? So yeah, I don't do that anymore. And I know there's a lot of us here that don't do that either. So that my swap out for bread is not bread, it's my bread. Well, it is bread. It is bread. But I have that motto. I have that, this is what I stick to. If I don't make it, I don't eat it. And I'm totally okay with that because I don't need bread every day. I don't like it, don't need it every day. So instead of canola oil and vegetable oil, I choose olive oil. You can still have your healthy fats. In fact, you need your healthy fats. I choose olive oil. I choose avocado oil. If I'm cooking with high temperatures, I choose coconut oil. So I can still have my oils. I can still get those healthy fats into me, but I'm choosing healthy fats and not the unhealthy ones, which is really, really important. I don't need dairy as much as I thought I did. Like I will choose good quality dairy. And again, like that sourdough, it's in moderation. But a grass-fed butter every now and again, making sure it's the best quality that my budget will allow. But I don't need to eat 500 grams of it, a whole slab of it every single day, like every single week like I used to. I don't drink milk. I don't eat cow's milk yogurt. I don't eat cow's milk fat. I just don't feel the need to. If I'm choosing dairy, I'm going for absolute minimum, right? Absolute minimum. And I'm choosing the type of dairy that is just that bit better for my body. So I'm going for fermented cheeses, which is all our hard cheeses. If I'm ever going to add cheese, it'll be a bit of amazing pecorino. By the way, pecorino is on Boost Camp 5 because Boost Camp 5 is all about the blue zones. And one of the blue zones, Sardinia, which is in Italy, they are renowned for pecorino, the quality of their pecorino. So pecorino looks like Parmesan cheese, has the same type of maturation process, like the fermenting, the slow aging, where where the good bacteria begin to thrive in that slow aging, temperature controlled natural process that creates these types of hard cheeses. And it is, one that I would. And it's got a slightly different flavor profile, not slight, quite different flavor profile to Parmesan cheese as well. So pecorino, I would do that before I would do a Colby or American cheese, which isn't even cheese. It's so far not cheese. It's not even cheese, but I just don't need it otherwise because, I've learned that my body works so much better when I'm not filling it full of these inflammatory foods. So I'm swapping out really good quality cheese, minimally processed and to a minimum as in consumption, and I'm swapping it out for things like even goat's cheese and sheep's cheese as instead of cow as well. And, instead of wine, champagne was my thing, like literally my thing. I mean, it's still my thing, but geez, it's such a treat now. And it is where it belongs to, where it should be, because for so long, champagne was just, hey, it's Friday. Hey, it's Wednesday. Hey, we're going out to dinner. Hey, it was all the time, right? And there's this rule with champagne, is that you can't just drink one glass from the bottle. You've got to drink the whole bottle, otherwise it's going to go flat because it's fizzy. So instead of champagne, I drink sparkling water, and I love the effervescence. I love the bubbles. I like to think I'm a very bubbly personality as well. It sort of suits me. I like it. It makes me drink more. It is one of the most impressive swap outs I've ever done. Now, when I turned 50 last December, end of December, for my birthday present, because people do kind of know me, I received many bottles of champagne. I haven't opened one single one of them yet. Quite proud of that. I'm waiting for hey, this is a special occasion, and as of yet, haven't felt the need. I will. So I've got many, like multiples. I could start a champagne house to sell champagne. I've got so many bottles that are waiting, because they don't need to be drunk straight away. They can actually be aged in the right circumstances. And I've got a really nice cool environment under our house in the garage, which is kind of almost subterranean. So in the garage, perfect place to store my champagne. So it's there for whenever I need it. But you know what? The majority of the time, which is 99.9% of the time, I drink this before I drink anything else, including cold coffee. I've done it again. But I just want to share that with you guys. I have seen a few comments. I'm just going to go back. But those are the top 5 things that we need to avoid food-wise, that inflame us, that cause that increase the risk of us being unwell. It increases the risk of us having disease and illness. It makes our symptoms worse. It prevents us from being able to heal when we're having these foods constantly in our diet. So just a few little things. All right, we got a few questions. I'm going to go back through. All right, this is from Diana. There we go. I've been a long-time customer in the US, Texas. I would like to purchase the Boost Protocol. Please advise. We don't have a distributor in the US, Diana. I'm sure you're aware that there is some trade considerations that need to be taken into account. And so we're not in the position to want to go ahead with getting a US distributor because of the tariffs that are going to be put onto it at the moment. So we're still doing direct to customer, which is still being affected. And yes, we can ship to the US. We've been shipping to Canada. A lot of Boost Protocol going out to Canada. I think we've got a couple of really keen BHKers in Canada who don't want to miss out. So if you are unable, time and shipping costs might prohibit. It is more the tariffs at the moment that are stopping us from we've got a wait and see policy on tariffs at the moment, especially because the Australia-US relations they're currently rocky. Things are there's a bit of to and fro going, so we're just holding off. We can ship straight to customer. B2C, business to customer, which is the way we're going to be doing it for now, until we see how things play out, because of the cost that's currently involved if we were to move forward into the US. But yes, we ship into Canada. Yes, we ship into South Africa. Yes, we ship into Europe. Yes, we ship into the UK. We can ship pretty much anywhere. And we're also going to be shipping very soon into Asia as well, which is very exciting, and potentially having a distributors in Asia, which is great. Looking forward to that next as well. So hope that answers your question there to Diana. Good morning to Claudia and to Linda and Carolyn and Christine. Good morning. Good morning to Holly as well, who's joining us. Like the sound of those gummies. I will leave some for you in the fridge downstairs. How about that? Just a couple. I only bought a couple, but I'll leave some down there. They're really good. They're so good. And it's that gelatin, as I was talking about when it comes to leaky gut. So gelatin is one of the best ways that you can heal your gut, because gelatin soothes the lining of the gut. So it is gut soothing. Goes in there and almost acts like a lubricant in your gut. And your poor old gut's all like, it's all red and inflamed. And it's like having an inflamed, blotchy skin, when it's all like bubbly and same thing happens in your inside skin, which is basically the lining of your gut. Your skin doesn't stop at your lips. It goes right through your mouth, through your esophagus, right down through your stomach, through your intestines. It's all your inside skin. So if you're putting in things that are inflaming it, which is basically a processed foods diet, a junk food diet, even if you think you're not eating junk, but you're eating processed, you'll still have, that's still fake food. It's still junk food. Even if you're looking at it going, oh, no, look, I've looked at the labels and everything's really, really healthy. Take a step further, right? Because I honestly struggle as a chef and a nutritionist to say that I can eat processed foods and still maintain the BHK lifestyle. I've tried. And then I've really looked at it and gone, oh, no, that's not on the list. Whole foods approach, cook your own food is the best way to look after your gut, as we know. And if you want to get in there and start to heal your gut, you need to make gelatin a part of your day. So we, of course, sell grass-fed gelatin. We've got an Australian, 100% Australian bovine gelatin. It is halal. It is kosher as well. It is produced from happy Australian cows, quite frankly, and it is one of the best quality gelatins that I have found. I have it in my gummies, which means I get to eat. Imagine that, you're eating lollies that is healing your gut. Sugar-free, of course. Don't put any sugar in my stuff, of course. No sugar. Still nice and sweet, still nice and tasty. I did a strawberry one. I did a strawberry version, and I was kind of humming and hawing, strawberry. I had strawberries and I had blackberries, and I wanted to see, I prefer blackberries to strawberries, like to eat them. But then when I made the strawberry gummies, I was like, that is like candy, but good candy for your gut. It's good gut candy. Good gut candy. Maybe I'll change the name to good gut candy. Good gut candy. I like that. Good gut gummies. Good gut candy. It is. It's candy for the gut. It looks after your gut. Plus, you still get to feel like you're having a bit of a treat. It's quite nice. So, yes, to Holly, I will leave you some in the fridge. You can try them. You can try them soon. Hopefully, I'll leave you some. Also, we've got a comment from Ruth. Yes, lollies. You're talking my language. Yes, I think we did have a discussion about your sweet tooth, but so many of us do have a sweet tooth. Like, as kids, it was the treat, right? As soon as you got that sugar hit, that sugar high, we've all seen it, right? We've all experienced it too. So yeah, we've all got a bit of not all of us. I've got a sweet tooth some days and a savory tooth the other days. And that's literally telling me, when I know I've got a savory palate, I know that I probably need more sodium. That is totally telling me, if I'm craving crackers and potato chips, that is my body saying, yeah, a little bit low in salt there, Bridge. Like, cravings mean something. It means we're nutrient deficient. This is what our body is telling us. I need more of this. So every time I get that craving for something salty, I know that I probably lack a bit of sodium. I need to balance it out just that little bit more. Oh, here we go. This is from Isabel. We've had our first request. Not on Boost Camp 4 yet, but would love to have the new gummies recipes, please. Looks like, if anyone else would like it, oh yes, from Tony Hunt too, gummy recipe. I've sold the gummy recipe. They're pretty good. I do like them, especially the strawberry ones. I did not think, I'm not a strawberry fan, but then I had these. I was like, oh my gosh, candy for your gut. Good gut candy. Ooh, like that. Even from Darwin, gummies were my snack as I headed out the door for lunch. So imagine now you can have these gummies. They can heal your gut lining. They can help with that leaky gut syndrome. This is from Alexandra. Yeah, I think it's a go, ladies and gentlemen. We are absolute go that we need to do some gummies, 100%. So I will make that how about we do a cooking class? How about we do that cooking class tomorrow? How about that, right? So I'll do a cooking class tomorrow around about, I think it'll be a morning one because I do need to work on the meal plan as well. So it'll be a morning one tomorrow morning, Sunday morning. I'll do a cooking class. I will show you guys how to prepare these incredible strawberry gummies. And they're good gut gummies. Good gut gummies. They're gummy guts, good gut candy. Candy for your gut. Can't get any better than that, right? So on that note, I'm going to leave you. On that note, I'm going to say goodbye. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are in the world. Be well, be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow in the kitchen. How about that? That sounds good. Good gut candy we're doing tomorrow. Got to keep on remembering that name. Until then, take care, everyone. Great seeing you. Bye-bye.